North Korea launched what it claims to be a space launch vehicle southward just a few hours ago, and also just a day after the regime declared plans to do so. For more on this developing story, we have our Lee Si-hoo on the line. Si-hoo, what do we know about the launch so far?
Dami, as you said, South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff said they detected the launch of what the North claims to be a space launch vehicle from Dongchang-ri village in Pyonganbuk-do Province in western North Korea at 6:29 this morning. It said that the projectile flew over the sea to the west of Baengnyeong-do Island in Incheon, South Korea, before vanishing off the radar. That is, before reaching what they say is the expected drop point. Now, this comes after North Korea earlier this week notified the International Maritime Organization that it would be launching a satellite between May 31st and June 11th. The regime pointed out that the first separation point of the rocket would be in the sea far west of Gunsan in South Korea's Jeollabuk-do Province. It also said that the dropping point of the fairing or the equipment used to protect the satellite in the earlier phase of the launch would be in the sea far west of Jeju Island. Then the dropping point of the rocket itself is said to be in the sea east of Luzon Island in the Philippines. That notification was met with international criticism, including from the U.S. Department of State, which said the launch would be a violation of the UN Security Council resolutions banning any launch using ballistic missile technology. North Korea last launched a projectile of this kind in 2016, which is said also had a satellite attached. North Korea has been relatively quiet in terms of launches since the firing of what the regime called a Hwasong-18 intercontinental ballistic missile on April 13. Meanwhile, Reuters has raised the possibility of the recent projectile being a ballistic missile.
Sure, Si-hoo. And we also hear from the JCS that South Korea's military is in a full preparation mode and is in close cooperation with the United States. Then how else are South Korea and other countries reacting to the firing?
Well, Dami, the office of President Yoon Suk-yeol called a security meeting Wednesday to discuss the launch with the possibility of a National Security Council meeting convening depending on the need. There was an evacuation alert shortly after launch for the island of Baengnyeong-do, which was lifted a little after 8 a.m. in South Korea. There was also an emergency warning sent out to residents in Seoul City, urging people to take shelter, but the Interior Ministry later clarified that the warning was sent in error. As for Japan, according to an NHK report, the Japanese government issued an alert to the residents of Okinawa shortly after the launch, urging residents to take shelter inside a building or underground. The warning was lifted around 30 minutes later after the Japan Coast Guard said the missile was believed to have splashed down. That's all I have for now, and I'll be back with more updates in a later newscast. Back to you, Dami.
Thank you, Si-hoo. Do keep us posted.